This is Dhananjay Murthy PP, faculty member of Geology Department, and hereafter I take geology classes for you. I hope all of you have got the syllabus, and it's consisted of number of modules. Modules nothing but chapters. I start with the first module, so that is about introduction. So introduction about the classification of organisms. After that, outline classification of organisms and the various other aspects. First, I'll start with the introduction. That is classification. An introduction about the classification. So, what is classification? Generally, you know that generally classification is nothing but classical grouping, means making different types. So, here exactly classification is. So, first we start with the biosphere. Now, biosphere is one which is a giant system, the boundary of which is beyond our imagination, and this system is filled with a large number of organisms. So, large number means we don't know the exact number of life forms living in this biosphere, and all the life forms differ in various aspects like color, shape, size, habitat, etc. So that's why be a myriad number and the different in different each other. So we can't study all the life forms of the biosphere as a whole. So that's why to make our study easy, so the life forms have been classified into different types or groups. Okay. So here the classification. What is the necessity of classification? And here you know already biosphere filled with large number of life forms and differ with each other in various types. So that's why to avoid the confusion and find the right things at the right place, and also avoid the confusion and to make our study easy, so the classification is necessary to avoid the confusion, to find the right things at the right place, and to find order in disorder. All the life forms present in the biosphere, they are somewhat in disorder, but we find all those life forms in particular order. So that is the main necessity of the classification. So another necessity is large number. Large number. The number of organisms beyond our imagination. As per the estimation, so 5 to 13 million species of life forms living in this biosphere. And even if it is imaginary, even it is estimated that even nearly 100 million species of life forms living in this biosphere. So that's why, because of myriad number, the classification is very much necessary. Okay, then what exactly classification? So classification is also known as taxonomy, also known as systematics. Classification, systematics, and also taxonomy, all are similar. Then what exactly classification? Whenever you find objects or things of different types, to know them easily, so definitely you make them different groups. So based on these similarities, as they differ in way, size, shape, color, and other things. So based on the similarities, you make them into different groups. That like that here also, life forms of life forms of similarities, they made into different groups. So here, when we make the classification, okay, what exact classification? So identification, naming, and grouping. So whenever new life form or new object is found, first it is to be identified, and then it is to be named of our own. So identification, naming. After name, it is to be made into particular group. It is to be put in particular group. So identification, naming, and grouping of organisms is called as classification or systematics or grouping. So that is the necessity of classification. So to make the study easy, to avoid the confusion, to find the order and disorder. So these are the main necessity of the classification. So next we go to the principles of classification. So principles of classification are the cladistics of the classification. So here the principles of classification are first. So this is not the old new concept. Actually, classification is the old concept, and first classification is made by the Greek philosopher Aristotle. So about 384 BC. So the Greek philosopher Aristotle made the first classification before 384 BC, and he classified all the life forms. He classified all the life forms into made to two divisions as Anaima and as well as Enaima. Anaima and Enaima. Anaima means animals without red blood. Anaima with animals without red blood, which includes all the non-chordates like peripheral, coelentrates, etc. Since it's coming to Enaima, animals with red blood. Enaima, animals with red blood, which includes all chordates. So like all chordates like birds, amphibians, reptiles, mammals, etc. So animals with red blood are Enaima. Anaima, animals without red blood, which includes all the non-chordates mainly. Okay, this is the first classification made by the Greek philosopher Aristotle. And this classification followed by next classification made by John Roy. So the period between 1627 to 1705, and here he introduced the concept of species. Introduced the concept of species and he made the classification. So that is by John Roy. Okay, he introduced the concept of species and then he classified the animals, classified the organisms. So next classification by Carolus Linnaeus. So Carolus Linnaeus generally regarded as the father of classification and the period between 1707 to 1778. And here he is identified as per more than 4,000 species of life forms. And he published a book, Systemae Naturae. He published a Systemae Naturae book, and in which more than 4,000 species of life forms have been listed. Okay, and here this classification is called artificial system of classification. So the classification of Linnaeus is known as artificial system of classification, as he considered only external morphological characters. Morphological means external characters. That's why this classification is called as artificial classification. And this classification also known as binomial nomenclature, based on binomial nomenclature, and also known as universal system of classification. So next classification by Darwin. So Darwin he introduced the origin of species. He introduced the origin of species. The concept of the classification took the new term. So when the Darwin published origin of new species, so the concept of classification is completely took the new term, and he argued that classification should be made based on the phylogeny. So phylogeny nothing but the consideration of the ancestral characters. Ancestral characters means the studying of characters of the previous generation, parents, grandparents, and their previous generations alike. So that is the phylogeny. So that is the argument of Darwin. The classification should be made on the study of phylogeny, study of characters of the ancestral characters. Okay. So next, anyhow, the present classification is completely changed. So the present classification includes the study of the genetics, morphology, ecology, even various molecular biology. So molecular basis, genetics, ecology. So all these aspects are taken into consideration for the classification. So anyhow, this for our convenience. So presently the linear classification is considered. That is binomial nomenclature. That classification is presently considered. Even that classification is considered even till today also. So that is all about the principles of classification, or you can say statistics of the classification. So next we can go to the outline classification of the life forms. Outline classification of life forms. All the life forms found in this biosphere. Okay, I told you already the biosphere filled with 5 to 13 million life forms. So only 2 to 2.5 million species have been identified. So still more number of species remain unidentified because of the large number. And here the classification cannot be updated because of large number. And another one is more and more new species are going to introduce into this system. So that's why the classification cannot be updated because of large number. Another one, so more and more new species introduced into the system. So that's why the classification cannot be updated. For organic animals, one classification, outline classification is done. So that is all the life forms are mainly divided into two kingdoms. So kingdom Protista and kingdom Animalia. So kingdom Protista, which includes all the microbes, so microorganisms. So that includes a single phylum, that is phylum Protozoa. So the first all the levels divided into two kingdom Protista and kingdom Animalia. So kingdom Protista, which includes a single phylum, that is phylum Protozoa, which includes amoeba, paramecium, etc. Okay. So next another kingdom, that is kingdom Animalia. So kingdom Animalia is divided into again two divisions, that is non-chordata as well as the chordata. So here again non-chordata, it is again divided into two branches. So branch Parozoa and as well as branch Eumetazoa. Branch Parozoa and Eumetazoa. So branch Parozoa, this includes a single phylum, that is phylum Porifera. Phylum Porifera. So pori means pores, presence of minute openings. Fera means bearing. So pore bearing animals like a cycle, so etc. So these are the examples for phylum Porifera. Next coming to Eumetazoa. So Eumetazoa again divided into two grades. Grade radiator plus grade bilateria. Grade radiator and grade bilateria. So grade radiator, so here this is characterized by the circular, so the round structure of the life forms. So here radiator means here the animals belong to this grade can be divided into two equal parts on any plane of the organism. So that's why radiator. So that includes the life forms which can be divided into two equal parts on any plane. So it's called radiates. This includes a single phylum, that is phylum Coelenterata. So like Hydra and other organisms, coelenterates. Okay. So that is grade. Next come to bilateria. This is another grade, bilateria. So bilateria means here bi means two, lateral means sides. Here this includes the life forms or animals which can be divided into two equal parts on only one plane. So only on one plane. So that is bilateral. So that is bilateral. We can also call it as bilateral symmetry. Okay. So bilateria. So here bilateria, which includes the phylums. Bilateria again divided into three branches. Up to three grades like Acylometa, Pseudocylometa and Eucylometa. Bilateria is divided into again three types or three branches: Acylometa, Pseudocylometa and Eucylometa. So Acylometa nothing. A means nil, Coelo means cavity. Here the animals without cavity, that includes animals without cavity called Acoelomates. A means nil, Coelo means cavity. Animals without cavity is called Acoelomates. So this includes a single phylum, that is phylum Platyhelminthes. Platy means flat, helminth means worm. So worms with flat body because of the absence of cavity here. As why cavity is, so this cavity is filled with parenchyma or sclerenchyma tissue. Hence, so no cavity present in the body. So hence it is Acoelomate. So example, platinum is like liver fluke, etc. Okay. Next coming to pseudocoelomates. Pseudo means false. Coelom again cavity. So cavity is present, but here it is false cavity. Why it is false cavity? This cavity is not lying on either side by coelomic epithelium. On the wall, coelomic epithelium is absent. Hence, this cavity is called pseudocoelom. This includes a single phylum, that is phylum Ascalminthes. Ascalminthes generally include round worms. Okay, Ascaris lumbricates, etc. Okay, that is Ascalminthes. Another branch is Eucoelomate. Eucoelomate means here coelom is present, and also it is called true coelom because this true coelom is lined on either side by coelomic epithelium. cavity is present, and also this cavity is lined with coelomic epithelium. Hence, this cavity is called true cavity or eucoelom. Animals are called eucoelomates, and this includes number of phyla like phylum Annelida, phylum Arthropoda, phylum Mollusca, and phylum Echinodermata. So this is what the exact outline classification of the kingdom animal. And on the other side we have another bag that is chordata. So this chordata includes several classes. So class Amphibia, class Amphibia, class Reptilia, class Aves, and as well as Mammalia. So this is the chordata which is studied in the next semester. But here now we confine to only non-chordata. So this is what the outline classification of life forms. In addition to that, we have briefly we studied about acoelomates, pseudocoelomates, and as well as eucoelomates. I told you already, acoelomates here means coelom is present, but coelom is not present. That's why it is acoelom. So this includes examples the platyhelminthes, where cavity is absent. Generally, when we call a life form, when you see any life form should have cavity, but here cavity is absent, but any life form is there because this cavity is filled with parenchyma, sclerenchyma tissue, hence the cavity is absent. So the body is here, as the cavity is absent, the body is flat. Okay, that's why the flat body works. Okay, next is pseudocoelomates. Pseudocoelomates here cavity is present, but it is false. Why? This cavity is not lined on either side by coelomic epithelium. Hence it is called pseudocoelom, false coelom. So this includes single form Ascarias. This includes Ascaris lumbricates, etc. Okay. Next, eucoelom. Eucoelom means here cavity is present, that also called as true coelom because this cavity is lying on either side by coelomic epithelium. Hence also called animals are called eucoelomates. This includes number of phyla, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, as well as Echinodermata. And we come to symmetry. One is radial symmetry and as well as bilateral symmetry. So radial symmetry, here the animals can be cut into two equal halves. Two equal halves when the animal cut into two equal halves of the organism. So that is the radial symmetry. So generally the life was belong to this radiata, that coelentids. So here generally they are circular in nature, circular in shape. So these animals can be cut into equal halves on any plane, like hydra and other things. So next bilateral symmetry, here the animal can be cut into two equal halves when the animal cut into two equal halves on only one plane of the organism, not any plane. So that's why bilateral. Bi means two, lateral means sides. Animal can be cut into two equal halves only one plane of the organism. So that is bilateral symmetry. So that includes all the eucoelomic animals like Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, etc. So that is bilateral symmetry. Okay, that is the outline classification of the life forms.